who are new to sugaring, sugaring is a natural at-home method of, well, I mean, it's not just at home. They also do it in the salons, but it's a natural method of hair removal where it's a wax that's sugar-based and it's biodegradable and natural, and it sticks to the hair, and also, incidentally, dry skin and dead skin, and it also exfoliates you while removing your hair. Now, today we are featuring the Bare Body Essentials. One of the questions that we get a lot is, what's the right product for me? And just to kind of give you guys a little bit of perspective, this is the Glow Goop Sugar Wax. This jar is about 8.5 ounces of liquid or of sugar wax, which actually does not look like liquid at all. It's more like sappy and pasty, like tree sap. This is generally about 6 months of hair removal. And that includes hair from, like, you can remove facial hair with it. You can remove like body hair with it, coarse hair, fine hair. Every kind of hair can basically be removed with this. But the application is not at all what you would expect, because it's not similar to any other type of hair removal. So this is the Glow Goop. I'm going to get into it and show you guys what it looks and feels like. And I also want to talk about the detox dust. As you understand how this works, you're going to understand the role that the detox dust plays. This is a drying powder. What this does is it absorbs moisture and toxins from the surface of the skin to give you more, stickiness from the sugar. So it gives you better contact with the sugar in the hair. And it also keeps your skin surface dry and clean throughout the process, which is exactly what you want. So I was actually planning on showing you guys a couple of different types of sugar wax, and the other type, which was from another company that actually I have right here, but we're not going to talk about it because this is not about other companies, and I'm not trying to take anybody down, but I had such a hard time sugaring with it that I had to wash it off my leg. And that's one of the great things about sugaring, is you can wash it off because it's water soluble. However, I'm not going to do a comparison. I'm just going to show you guys today how this works. So even though I've used this jar before, I always put the seal back on. And the reason is that sugar is water soluble. And if you leave it open for hours and hours, it'll actually absorb all the moisture from the air and atmosphere. And then you'll end up with this kind of like slimy layer on top, which is not like the end of the world. It doesn't totally ruin your sugar, but then you have to scrape it off and do all of that. So I always keep my seal handy. If you didn't keep the seal and, or if for whatever reason you lose the seal, there's a second seal inside of the lid. So just don't leave this open while you're sugaring. Pinch out what you need. And then you can just pop the lid back on. You don't even have to twist this shut, just to create that barrier between moisture, ambient moisture, and your product. Okay, so first things first is, this is what it sort of looks like. And you can see that it doesn't really move very much. Now, I haven't warmed it up at all. And this is really, really important, because I think I shouldn't say that, but like a lot of people, like I would say most of the people who have never tried sugaring and get it for the first time tend to overheat it. And it's really hard to use when it's too soft. In the summer, because I'm here in California and it's warm, I don't really need to warm it at all. In the winter, when it's like rock hard, you only need about 5 or 10 seconds in the microwave. So if you can see, I can make a dent in it actually without a lot of effort, which honestly, if I was new to sugaring, I would pop this in the fridge for like a couple of minutes. maybe 2 to 4 minutes in the fridge, maybe 1 minute in the freezer. And the reason I say that is when you're new to sugaring, you want it to be harder because every time it touches your skin and every time you apply it, it's going to soften and going to be harder to control. So the harder it is to begin with, the better it is. So if you're new, and you have this kind of consistency, you know, I can move it really easily, put it back in the fridge. You want to be able to make a dent, take your finger out clean, and also, but that dent should be made with some effort. Like you should be like really pushing in there. Okay. So I've got my jar of sugar. And the great thing about sugaring is that this particular formula is designed to only stick to dead cells. So it doesn't stick to your live skin cells, so it doesn't hurt as much as waxing or anything like that because it's not pulling on your skin. And so it's super gentle. And it's, I can't remember all the other benefits, but it is great that it doesn't stick to your live skin cells. The pain is a big one for me because I have really sensitive skin. And so you've got your sugar. And to apply it, I'm just going to show you guys on my hand. The most important thing is you want to be able to hold it into a ball like this. And you should be able to hold it independently. See how it's not really moving or drooping or dripping? That's what you want. And what I'm going to do is, oh, wait, got to go back to, well, the powder. The reason why today we're featuring the Bare Body Essentials is because if I am going to be sugaring an area that is prone to sweat, like underarms, chest, upper lip, bikini area, you're going to need this because water, sweat creates a barrier and doesn't allow the sugar to actually stick. There's actually, I think a couple of weeks ago, we shared a video of it on TikTok where you can really see what it looks like when it is, when it's too sticky. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by messages coming in. So can you maybe look at the Instagram ones? Yeah. We had a countdown on Instagram, and I think some people are thinking that we might be going live on Instagram, but that's not what's happening today. But you can really see the difference. So when sugar is, because it's water soluble, you could just wash it off, but like you also don't want water between you and it sticking to the hair and the dead skin. So the way you apply it, really, really simple. You just press it, hold it for a second, and then you start pulling it. Like you kind of use your fingers as a paddle. The amount of sugar that you're using really depends on the size of the body part, but I think this is a good starter size. It's not too big, it's not too little. And if you notice, I'm kind of pulling on it a couple of times. This is my third pull. We call this a triple pull technique. Then I grab the end and I kind of flick it back. And theoretically, you would see hair, but I don't have really hair on my hand. But when you're new to sugaring, oh, and then I just roll it back up just like that. And I keep reusing it. Now I could go to this part of the hand and like this, I apply it against the direction of hair growth because I want to pull it in the direction of hair growth. So I grab the end and then flick and then kind of put it back together. When you apply it against the direction of hair growth and remove it in the direction of hair growth, what happens is your hair is actually being pulled out in the direction of growth. So it's just getting like plucked right out of the follicle, which means that you'll have less breakage. And less breakage means more time of smoothness. And I can use and reuse this, like I personally, because I know I've gotten familiar enough with the process and that I can reuse the same piece and do a whole arm. But if you're new to it, most people get about 8 to 10 uses out of one lump. And the trick to really extending the life of your lump is really understanding the consistency of the wax. And what I mean by that is every time you apply the sugar wax, it's going to get softer. You can actually already see, if you see when I pull away, there's like little stringy bits. It's getting sticky and stringy. It's very warm in here. It gets harder to use. It could get really soft like a liquid if I keep going. That's what'll happen. But the trick is to give the sugar wax a chance to cool down in a cool environment. And I was actually just having this conversation with someone earlier today. So my hack for sugaring and really making it last is I always sugar at a cooler time of the day. That's number one. So morning or evening. I never do it in the middle of the day when either I'm running hot or the temps are at their highest. And I try to sugar always in a cool room. Now, the cool factor is really, really important because sugar is very heat sensitive. That's kind of the magic of this formula, is that it's hard enough for you to be able to hold and pull, and it'll still hold together, but you need it to be soft as you apply it on the skin. So as it makes contact with your skin, it heats up very quickly. That means that this is very affected by the temperature. So if you're doing it in a cool room, every time you hold it, like after you flick it, you roll it back into a ball, you're giving it a chance to cool down. Keep using the powder for like throughout the process. Like if I'm doing upper lip, like I'll probably have to go over it 4 times. And because it doesn't stick to live skin cells, I can actually go over it as many times. I can go over the same area like 15 times because it's not going to irritate or damage the skin because it's actually not sticking to live skin cells. With waxing, you go over it once. If you get all the hair, great. If you don't, you can't go over it a second time because you're actually at that point taking more and more layers of skin off, which is not what you want. So, the Bare Body Essentials. So the reason why we call these 2 products Bare Body Essentials is because for most of your body, this is all you will need. You need the powder to keep the areas dry. And another thing that happens is if you have coarser hair, your skin's natural reaction to hair removal, removing hair from the follicle, is that your skin will start to perspire. So as you apply, as you sugar more, you're going to need to use the powder throughout the process. So it's not like you just put some on at the beginning and it's one and done. When I'm sugaring like my arms or something, this little area inside of the elbow gets a little sweaty. So I have to like put the powder on. There isn't any special way of putting the powder on, but I just want to show you guys because you apply the powder. I kind of use the shaker. It's different if I'm using the face, or I'm doing it on the face, but we'll get to that. And then I like to kind of work it in and really allow that clay and chamomile and all the amazing ingredients in this to absorb into, like, to really like make contact with the skin and be able to absorb those like toxins and sweat and all of that. And then once you've powdered, then you can start sugaring. Now there's certain areas like my shin and lower legs up until I get around the knee area. I pretty much don't use any powder, and that's totally fine because the skin is more on the dry side. It's not a major sweat zone for me. Everybody's different. So I just go straight for it with the sugaring. If you are going to be sugaring any areas of the face, then I highly recommend our whole kit and caboodle, which is on the shelf right behind me. And the reason is because when you're sugaring the face, you need to start with clean skin. The pores stay open for as long as 48 hours. And then you're going to also need a product for after sugaring to nourish and protect the skin. Most importantly, protect, but also not cause any, and not clog the pores while they're open. We'll do another event on that one, but today it's all about the bare body. So these two products are, hold on, I think I can actually, oh yes. So this is the Glow Goop, and this is $36. And if you are sugaring like head to toe, you'll probably go through it in as little as like 3 months. But this is a regular jar of wax this size would not give you as much bang for your buck, because the wax in here is reusable. So you're reusing that same lump like 8 to 10 times. So it's really like having 8 to 10 jars of this. And then next item, we have the detox dust. Now, I love this product, and I'm so amazed by our customers. This product was really created to be a good binder and a skin preparer for sugaring. But what we have learned from our customers, our chemists, is it could actually have a lot of other uses. So I have used it as deodorant, and I was amazed and really shocked at how well it worked. We have like personal trainers and fitness instructors who use it as dry shampoo. All the ingredients in here are clean. It smells amazing, but not because of fragrances. It smells amazing because we blend essential oils in here into the clay. And so it smells great. It has a great benefit, and it does everything it's supposed to do. There's zero toxic ingredients in here. It's also great for like anti-chafing, especially if you have sensitive skin. There's chamomile powder in here, where we actually source chamomile flowers dried from sustainable farmers, and we grind them here for this powder. So it's really exciting. Now, if you decided that you wanted to get both of these together, we have a little bundle of these two products called the Bare Body Essentials. They're both still full-size products, but you are saving some money by getting the bundle. Just so everyone knows, I mean, we're really excited about Facebook and Instagram shops being live and shoppable. But we are also selling directly on sugarwax.com. And we are also, if you're in Canada, we're on Amazon.ca, on Prime. We're also on Amazon in the US and Mexico, I believe. So really easy to get your sugar, and we're also always here to answer your questions. We actually have a whole bunch of our experts, our sugaring experts, that if you have any trouble and you just want to get on the phone with someone and figure out what's going on, we'll set up a Zoom or a FaceTime call, depending on your preference. And usually we solve like every problem within 10 or 15 minutes. So it's just a new way of doing things, and we're happy to be a part of it. But if you have sensitive skin or any other skin conditions that make waxing or shaving difficult, then sugaring is absolutely for you. Now, I'm a big environmentalist, so I feel like sugaring is really for everybody and the best option because it is biodegradable. So when you're done with your little lump of sugar and you're ready to throw it out, you just throw it in the compost. It's that simple. And it biodegrades because it's mostly made out of sugar. If you guys have any more questions or just want to get on a live, so our live one-on-one calls that we do are you get a link to schedule them with your order if you order through our website. If you are not ordering through our website but still want to get on a call with someone, an expert, to kind of help you walk through or help walk you through the process, just shoot us an email at hello@sugarsugarwax.com